Now in Nightside, an avalanche has buried 3 people on Stevens Peak. What we know about the rescue efforts.
Friday is a weather alert day. Extremely low temperatures and dangerous wind chill. I'll let you know how cold it's going to be where you live.
And Spokane's mayor has declared a state of emergency because of the extreme cold, what that means for the city, and how community members are stepping up. You're watching 4 News Now, Nightside. All right, new information just coming into our newsroom. A search and rescue mission is underway for 3 people who were caught in an avalanche near Stevens Peak, south of Mullen, Idaho. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Derek Dice. The Shoshone County Sheriff's Office and planes from Fairchild Air Force Base are trying to find and rescue the people who were caught in the snow. 3 days ago, the Idaho Panhandle Avalanche Center issued a warning for the Shoshone, Kootenai, Boundary, and Bonner counties, telling people not to travel through the steep terrain. As you can see, Stevens Peak falls within one of those warning areas. In 2005, 2 Gonzaga students died in an avalanche in that same area, and another avalanche took the lives of 2 skiers at Silver Mountain in Kellogg in 2020. We are sending a team to the scene. Be sure to check back for updates tomorrow on Good Morning Northwest starting at 5. Chris Crocker joining us now. And recent snowfall and winds have created that prime avalanche conditions, especially in those steeper areas.
Absolutely. And just the last 24 hours snowfall total from Lookout Pass, which is near there, not exactly there, was 10 inches of snow. So you can imagine the conditions are terrible in terms of being out in a rescue mission. Right now on our radar, the stronger snow squalls of earlier today have tapered off a little bit. We still have some areas of light snow and blowing snow around the region, and winter storm warnings remain in effect for the central panhandle down through the LC Valley, as well as a winter weather advisory for the Washington Palouse because of those snow squalls. They're a little more isolated than a widespread snow event, but where those have happened, they have put down a lot of snow in a very short period of time. Changing our attention now to the big story, our wind chill warning. It goes through noon on Saturday. Some big numbers here, actually tiny numbers here in terms of our wind chill, 20 below to 35 below. It sounds unreasonable, but we've already hit some of those numbers around the region, and we've just barely begun to cool down. These are air temperatures, not wind chill readings. It is 2 below right now in Bonners Ferry, 8 in Coeur d'Alene, 15 degrees in the Spokane area, and wind chill readings are in the double digits below 0 in many locations. Feels like it's 22 below in Sandpoint, feels like it's 1 below in Spokane. But this is a look at our forecast for Friday. Our temperatures will bottom out at 1 degree below 0 tomorrow morning, Friday morning, but wind chill readings in Spokane will stay in the double digits below 0 for most, if not all, of the day. Our high temperature tomorrow only 2 degrees. The last of that snow is going to be wrapping up, and we are going to see some sunshine, but it is not going to do anything to warm things up around the region. It gets even colder heading into Friday night and Saturday morning. I'll be back with that forecast in just a few minutes, Derek.
All right, Chris, thank you. Because of that extreme cold, Spokane Mayor Lisa Brown has declared a state of emergency. This means the city will be able to increase capacity at local homeless shelters. The city says there will be an additional 183 beds available over the next week. Those additional beds will be sent to these 4 local shelters you see on your screen here. And community members are also offering dozens of beds for people who need a warm place to stay tonight. Local churches will be turned into temporary warming shelters. Johnny Edmondson is a local pastor. He says many churches are often empty and warm. Homeless people can now stay at the New Apostolic Church in the Garland District 24/7. The goal is to save as many people's lives as possible.
Our existing shelter system doesn't have enough space to meet the need. And every winter we have the same problem. So we're trying to build a system that can expand and work to meet that need on a more regular basis.
Pastor Edmondson plans to open up 5 churches as shelters this winter, offering more than 100 beds, and he says you can help too. They need volunteers and donations like bedding, food, and clothes. Now, if you are going to be outside in this cold weather, it's important to wear the proper layers in order to stay safe. And layering is more than just throwing on a t-shirt and hoodie under a jacket. When it comes to layering, you need at least 3 layers to cover your upper body. That first layer should be polyester or wool. It also needs to be tight-fitting so you can trap in the heat. Your mid-layer should provide insulation through something like fleece or down. And your outer layer needs to be polyester or nylon because that's what will keep you protected from the elements like wind and snow.
Most true outer layers will have a waterproof membrane as well as an outer, what we call a DWR finish, which is a durable water repellency. In essence, that's what's going to keep any wind or snow or even rain from penetrating the jacket and getting through to your mid layers or to your base layers in your skin.
Accessories are also important. You'll need at least 1 pair of gloves, but 2 are actually advised. The first layer of gloves are your tight-fitted base layer. Your other gloves should be a hard shell. As for pants, you can get away with 2 layers, and the same rules apply when it comes to that base layer. Well, even if you have the luxury of a cozy house, if it's an older home, it can be a struggle to keep that warm air inside. Older homes probably don't have double-pane windows, meaning it's a lot easier for that cold air to sneak in. We went to the general store today to learn what tools homeowners can use to help fend off the cold. A window insulation kit is one of them. Basically, you place double-sided tape on the window molding and cut the film to fit your window. Once it's in place, break out the hairdryer.
The cool thing is you can use a hairdryer, get rid of all the wrinkles and still see clearly out your window. That it stops all the air leakage coming between the window panes.
Those window insulation wraps run from $13 to $25 depending on how much you want to buy. Another way to secure your home before the incoming cold is by checking your water pipes, ensuring both interior and exterior pipes are properly insulated to prevent them from freezing and potentially bursting, which could cost thousands of dollars to fix.
If you live in a trailer or a manufactured home, a big deal also would be a lot of the piping, your water coming in is going to be underneath those places. And so the skirting around the bottom of the trailer, the insulation there too. You can't insulate too much when it gets cold out.
Experts also recommend locating your home's main water switch, so if your pipes do burst, you know how to stop the water from coming in. And for anyone breaking out the space heaters over the next few days, there are some helpful safety tips. Be sure to keep it at least 3 feet away from anything that can catch fire. Never plug it into an extension cord, and be sure to turn it off when you leave the room or go to bed. All right, Gonzaga was on the wrong end of an upset tonight. The Bulldogs fell to Santa Clara for the first time since 2011. Sports Director Julian Minnesone is here. And Julian, how big of a blow is this to the Zags NCAA tournament chances?
Well, Gonzaga was already a number 9 seed, projected at least, heading into tonight, and they couldn't really afford another bad loss on their tournament resume. It could be the difference between playing or sitting at home on the couch in March. Mark Few looking for win number 700, and for a minute, it looked like he would get it. Ryan Nembhard with the step-back jumper to give Gonzaga a 4-point lead late in the second half. Now 12 seconds to go. It's a 1-point game. Nembhard at the free throw line. He can't get the free throw to fall, so Santa Clara pushing it up on the attack. Adama Alpha Ball. That's the name. Remember it. And he gets the bounce, the bucket, and the foul. Bulldogs trail by 1 with 4 seconds to go. Now Gonzaga had no timeouts. Ball at the free throw line with 4 seconds left. He's going to miss the free throw. Anton Watson grabs the rebound, pushing it up the floor, but the Zags can't get a shot off, and it's time to storm the court in Santa Clara. Gonzaga falls on the road. 77-76 is the final. Gonzaga had beaten Santa Clara 26 straight times until tonight, and Gonzaga has been ranked for 143 straight weeks. That streak is expected to come to an end when the polls come out next week as well.
All right, Julian, thank you. Soon, 500,000 kids in the state will be getting money for groceries, plus a new legal effort to expand the definition of a hate crime in Washington. The loophole one Spokane lawmaker is trying to close.
Pick of the night tonight is my own. I snapped this picture this morning on Mount Spokane. Beautiful snow ghosts, a little bit of blue sky, lots of champagne powder. It was cold, but not as cold as it's going to get. Here's a look at your ski report. Lots of fresh snow waiting for you in the mountains. Just make sure you don't have any exposed skin if you decide to go up and partake this weekend. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
4 News Now is brought to you by Andy's Heating, Cooling, Electrical.
Spokane Tribe Casino brings you country music artist Ray Lynn to Spokane Live, Saturday, January 27th. Tickets are available online now at SpokaneTribeCasino.com. Entertainment without limits.
Dear winter, we're coming. Our squad of vehicles with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive is ready to take you on. Safety's the name of our game. Bundle up. Toyota.
Toyota has 22 all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive vehicles, more than any other brand. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
So happy it hurts. Bryan Adams. See him live in concert in Spokane. Bryan Adams, the So Happy It Hurts Tour, performing decades of hits. Spokane Arena, January 21st. With special guest, Dave Stewart's Eurythmic Songbook. Get tickets now at ticketswest.com. For more, visit bryanadams.com.
The Walker's 4-day holiday sale is kicking off early, where we're offering some of our biggest savings of the year on many items up to 70% off. Or receive 0% interest financing until 2029 with no down payment and no minimum purchase.
So you can get that new furniture you've been wanting at 4-day clearance prices. Going on now at Walker's.
Spokane Tribe Casino brings you country music artist Ray Lynn to Spokane Live, Saturday, January 27th. Tickets are available online now at SpokaneTribeCasino.com. Entertainment without limits.
4 News Now is brought to you by Holiday Heating.
All right, welcome back to Nightside. We spent a good chunk of our first segment here talking about all that incoming cold, and it is here now.
Yes, and I don't know if you've stepped outside recently, but the winds are really starting to pick up as well, and that's what causes the big concern in terms of the dangerous wind chills. Let's take a look at those winds right now. 40-mile-per-hour gusts in Sandpoint, currently 31-mile-per-hour gusts in Coeur d'Alene. But those sustained winds, they're now coming out of the north. They'll be coming out of the northeast later tonight, and that is where the really coldest winds come from. It is going to be quite a shock to the system. Those gusts should be calmer for tomorrow, but it's still going to have an impact. Here's a look at our temperatures. These are air temperatures right around the Spokane area, and we're already in the single digits in Spirit Lake as well as Hayden. We're in the teens most of the rest of the region. Wind chill readings have dropped below 0 in Spirit Lake, Deer Park, Fairchild Air Force Base. Things are just getting started, though. We are going to see these numbers really drop as we get into tomorrow morning and stay low through the day. 4 things to know about your weather. A wind chill warning. The snow is going to be ending overnight. Most of that now is down on the Palouse and has decreased significantly in intensity. Deceptive sunshine tomorrow. It is going to stay cold through the weekend. It looks like our cold snap is going to bottom out Friday night into Saturday morning at 10 below. But as quickly as our temperatures are going to drop, warming up is going to be a very slow process. Meanwhile, we don't have anything to show for the snow right in Spokane, downtown Spokane, but here's the scene right now in Moscow where they had some of that snow squall activity, and the roads are completely covered with snow and ice. That's also the case in Colfax. That snow comes down very quickly with the temperatures dropping and freezes to the roadways. The plow crews are going to have quite a job. In the scene in Sandpoint, they've done a pretty good job cleaning up the intersection there at Boyer, but there are still plenty of slick roads. Forecast radar starting off at our current time. The last of that snow, and again, it's decreased in intensity, but still going on, is sinking off to the south. Winter storm warnings for the LC Valley up through the central panhandle through tomorrow morning. Lows tonight, single digits below zero and single digits. High temperatures tomorrow only in the single digits in many locations. Do not think we'll get above zero in Bonners Ferry. Your 7-day forecast, a very gradual warm up. And as we warm up, we bring back the chance of snow. Looks like a good chance of measurable snow on Wednesday. Weather alert days for Friday and Saturday to take those wind chill readings seriously, Derek.
All right, Chris, thank you. And in preparation for severe weather tomorrow, some school districts are already making changes to their schedules. Elevate Academy North in Post Falls and Libby Public Schools are closed and no buses are running. The Clarkston School District and Lynn-Ritzville Cooperative Schools will have a 2-hour late start tomorrow. To find the most up-to-date information on school delays and closures, click the banner at the top of our website, KXLY.com. Well, one Spokane lawmaker is pushing to update Washington's hate crime laws. Last fall, Spokane's LGBTQ community was the target of vandalism for weeks on end. Some of that vandalism was on privately owned property, but some was on public city crosswalks. And because of that, they couldn't be prosecuted as hate crimes. But a newly introduced bill brought by Senator Andy Billig of Spokane could close that loophole. The current Washington definition of a hate crime says the vandalism causes physical damage to or destruction of the property of the victim or another person.
This is clearly motivated by, some intrinsic hate of this group. We should be able to investigate that, as a hate crime. So yeah, no, that does not seem right.
This bill will get its first hearing next Thursday. Nearly 3 years after a homeless man was beaten to death with a 50-pound rock in downtown Spokane, police say they finally caught his killer. In the summer of 2021, police say someone coming out of an apartment in the area of First Avenue found Justin Combs badly hurt inside of his sleeping bag. Detectives combed the area for evidence and witnesses and ultimately saw the assault play out on surveillance video from a nearby bar. Combs died several days later in a hospital. Police say they originally arrested a man that year, but the evidence couldn't be connected to it. An officer ran into that same man on the street this week, and according to court documents, he said he found out who really killed Combs and even gave a name. Police then tracked down this man, 21-year-old Aaron Holder, and arrested him yesterday. Detectives say he admitted to throwing a large rock at Combs while he slept, but didn't explain why. He was in district court this afternoon where a judge set his bail at $1 million for murder and assault charges. Well, this summer, 500,000 kids in the state will be getting new funds for groceries. Washington is one of 35 states participating in a new permanent summer grocery program for kids. Families will be given $120 on an EBT card for each eligible child. Those funds can be used at grocery stores and farmers markets, similar to how SNAP benefits are used. The goal of the program is to reduce child hunger and improve diet quality. The USDA has not given a specific date for this summer for when those funds will start rolling out. Well, the FAA is launching an investigation into Boeing's quality control after a door plug on the plane flew off mid-flight on Friday above Portland and left a gaping hole in the side of the nearly new Boeing 737 MAX 9 jet. FAA investigators will look at whether Boeing's finished products are safe to operate. Since Friday, Alaska and United Airlines have both found either loose hardware or bolts in the assembly of door plugs on their Boeing MAX 9 planes. They are the only airlines in the U.S. that use these MAX 9s, which remain grounded for now. Well, a family in Oregon received the ashes of their 23-year-old son. Then 2 months later, they learned he was alive. The incredible story coming up on Nightside.
Later tonight on Nightline, country star Jelly Roll on the Senate floor sharing his story to save others. What the former drug dealer says should be done to help end the fentanyl crisis. Plus, our own Michael Strahan with a deeply personal family struggle.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Behold my jackraps. 100% all-white meat grilled or crispy chicken with lettuce, cheese, and sauces, and a warm tortilla for just $3. And they're under 400 calories. So if your goal this year was to save money and eat healthy-ish, we got you.
We're not supposed to be out here, which is exactly why we are. With standard all-wheel drive, specially tuned off-road drive mode, designed to bring the outdoors in. The off-road ready Mazda CX-50. We're looking for outsiders.
Right now at Foothills Mazda, get 0% financing for 5 years and 0 down payment with approved credit on the all-wheel drive Mazda CX-50. Shop now at SpokaneMazda.com.
Now through Monday, it's the National RV Show at the Convention Center downtown. January 11th through the 15th. Amazing RV discounts and manufacturers' reps are coming from across the country with incredible prices for the show only. Thanks on site with super low interest rates. And again featuring tiny homes in multiple models. Tons of vendors and free admission. There's prizes and giveaways, including a travel trailer giveaway. There's adult beverages, live band, and a scavenger hunt for the kids. It's the National RV Show at the Convention Center downtown. January 11th through the 15th.
Hey, Donnie, can you give me one reason to call the advocates?
Sorry, Ken, I can't.
I can. I mean, who fights like we do? You can't give me one reason?
Nope.
How about that we take on big insurance bullies? We're not afraid of any case. We're passionate and smart. Really? You can't come up with one reason?
I can't come up with one, Ken. Because there are 500 million.
All the money we've recovered for our clients. Injured? You deserve justice. You deserve an advocate.
Boba drinks. Red Bull infusions. Boba drinks. Red Bull infusions. Boba. Infusions! All this energy available all day. Only at Jack in the Box.
4 News Now is brought to you by Kerner Furniture.
All right, thanks for staying up with us here on Nightside. In September, a family in Oregon received an urn, and they were told it contained the ashes of their 23-year-old son. But 2 months later, they learned he was alive. Officials say Tyler Chase had been living in a recovery program for the last several months after struggling with substance abuse and not having contact with his family for several years. Chase learned about his supposed death when his food assistance benefits weren't active.
Like, all right, let's see if we can help you fix this. And then all of a sudden they started interrogating me. Like, oh, can we see your ID and all this? And I'm like, why do you need my ID and everything? So I give it to them. And then they just looked at me like confused as much as I was. Like, right here, it says you are dead.
Fast forward to December 19th, when officials from the Multnomah County Medical Examiner's Office found him at the recovery center and admitted to the mistake. County officials told Chase the man who was found dead in Portland had Chase's wallet that was believed to have been stolen.
So they find a paper ID of me that's smudged and everything. And like, they're like, okay, well, this is Tyler John Chase. So they put him down as me.
Chase and his family shared this screenshot from a FaceTime call with officials from the medical examiner's office showing him alive and well. The medical examiner released a statement promising a change in policy and a comprehensive review to identify any gaps in current practices. Wow. All right, eBay has been ordered to pay a fine of $3 million for stalking and intimidating a Massachusetts couple in retaliation for the couple's criticism of the online marketplace in a newsletter. Former Senior Director of Safety Jim Baugh and 6 other members of eBay security team sent anonymous and disturbing things to the victim's home, including a book on surviving the death of a spouse, a bloody pig mask, a fetal pig, a funeral wreath, and live insects. They also installed a GPS tracking device in the couple's car and made Craigslist posts inviting the public to come to the couple's house for sexual encounters. Baugh and his co-conspirators then lied to police and tried to erase evidence. Well, plastic chemicals are costing the U.S. healthcare system billions of dollars. That's the takeaway from a new study that finds a group of hormone-disruptive chemicals contributes to development of chronic disease and death. Just in 2018, that cost tallied more than $249 billion. According to medical experts, the 4 chemicals measured in the new study are thought to interfere with the body's mechanism for hormone production. Experts say the chemicals can cause damage to developmental, reproductive, immune, and cognitive systems. Well, the Gonzaga women's basketball team had better luck than the men tonight. Highlights and post-game reaction from their win over Santa Clara next in sports.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Everhart Painting.
There are some stories that just stick with you.
Drew was working at Victoria's Secret.
She did a little Christmas shopping, headed to her car, and then went missing from the mall.
It's the last time anyone heard from Drew Shadeen. How heartbreaking is that to think about?
Friday night, 2020 takes you inside the hunt to catch a killer before he kills again.
You have a sexual predator on your hands.
All new 2020, Friday night at 9/8 Central on ABC.
Here, freshly made grizzly bear tracks. Survival, it's not guaranteed. Good thing I got my Ford Bronco Sport, because it goes over any terrain. I hear there's a good diner on the other side of the mountain. I'm out of here.
Wherever you go, a Ford Bronco Sport is the key to survival. Get a great deal on one today, only at your local Ford dealer.
Mac and cheese calling my name.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on our next job. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. Our thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
Toyota trains certified technicians. Is that important?
Well, you wouldn't hire just anyone to help you move, would you?
This shortcut saves 2 hours easy. Clean, dude!
No, of course not.
Not again.
Toyota Service Centers. Keep your Toyota a Toyota.
Before you hit the slopes, get the scoop on your favorite ski resort. Join us every Thursday and Friday on 4 News Now for the Lookout Pass Ski Report, and check out conditions anytime on KXLY.com. Brought to you by Lookout Pass. Come ski Eagle Peak this winter.
Well, they say all good things come to an end, and for the Gonzaga Bulldogs, that was tonight. Welcome into sports. I'm Julian Minnesone. What was supposed to be a night of celebration with Mark Few getting his 700th win turned into a night of devastation. Gonzaga ran into some trouble in Santa Clara. Few was looking to be the second fastest coach to 700, but Santa Clara had some extra juice with Steve Nash in the building. First half is where we picked this one up. Bulldogs down by 4. They forced the stop on the defensive end. Anton Watson picks it up. And, man, he had himself a game. He ties a career high with 32 points, which he scored earlier this season against UCLA. Now, Gonzaga still chipping away in the second half. Bulldogs down by 1. Braden Huff scores the easy 2 to give GU the lead. Now, 12 seconds to go. It's a 1-point game. Ryan Nembhard at the free throw line. Shoots it, but can't get it to fall. Santa Clara on the attack with a chance to take the lead. Adama Alpha Ball gets the bounce and the foul. Bulldogs now down by 1 with 4 seconds to go. Now, Gonzaga had no timeouts, so they would have to go the length of the floor after this free throw. Ball at the foul line, takes his time, but can't get it to fall. Anton Watson pushing it up the floor, but he can't get a shot off, and it's time to storm the court because there's an upset in Santa Clara. Gonzaga falls on the road 77-76, and it snaps their 26-game win streak against Santa Clara dating back to 2011. Gonzaga has also been ranked for 143 straight weeks. That streak is expected to come to an end when the new AP poll comes out on Monday. The 16th ranked Gonzaga women also taking on Santa Clara, looking to avenge a loss from last season. In the first quarter, Yvonne Ejim with the drive to the basket gets the reverse layup to go. She finishes with a game-high 19 points. But the Broncos were hanging tough with the Zags off a turnover. Maria Hudgens taking it up the court, pulls up, and beats the buzzer with a 3-point bank shot. It's only a 1-point Gonzaga lead after that point. But after that, it was all Bulldogs. Bree Salabine knocks down the triple, her only points of the game, but it helped the Bulldogs go on a 27-9 run. Now to the second half, and it was a lot of the same. Eliza Hollingsworth is there for the rebound. She puts it up, in, and the foul, all part of an 18-point night for her. Zags also getting it done on the defensive side tonight. Kaylin Trong reads that pass like a book and finishes on the other end with the layup as the Bulldogs remain undefeated in conference play. They blow out the Broncos 87-49.
And I know it's a tough place to play. It's not the first time that we've
told the team, just so you know, this is a really good team, and we've made some really good teams look like they were, having a bad night, and that's definitely, at least partially on us. Like, who knows what's going on that side of the court, but that's definitely partially to executing the game plan like we did well today, and playing hard and smart.
Now, the Bulldogs will host San Diego on Saturday afternoon. The Toreros are still looking for their first conference win. Now, one of Washington State football's best players will represent the Cougs one more time. Safety Jaden Hicks has accepted an invite to play at the Reese's Senior Bowl. Hicks will join quarterback Cameron Ward and defensive back Brennan Jackson as the third Cougar to play in the Senior Bowl game. And it also gives them one last chance to show what they can do in front of some NFL scouts. Hicks recently declared for the NFL draft and is a projected 4th-round pick. Now, in the last 2 seasons, Hicks, the numbers are great. 155 tackles, 3 interceptions, and the Senior Bowl is set for February 3rd in Mobile, Alabama. So, no transfer portal for any of those guys who may have been in question, but they do get to rep the Cougs when they walk across that stage ultimately on draft.
I think Jaden could be a really good pro.
Yeah.
All right, the New England Patriots have joined the long list of NFL teams looking for a new head coach, with Bill Belichick announcing he's leaving.
It's with just so many fond memories and thoughts that I think about the Patriots, and I'll always be a Patriot. I look forward to coming back here, but at this time, we're gonna move on.
Belichick won 6 Super Bowls during his tenure with the Pats. All right, we have some breaking new updates on that avalanche on Stevens Peak that buried 3 people today. 2 of those 3 people have been found alive. All 3 of the people who were missing were men. 2 out of 3 were found using GPS. The 3rd person is still unaccounted for. Officials had to call off that search tonight because of the weather. No names have been released yet, but the families have been notified. We'll be right back with more after this.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
Roundup's like an accidental savings account.
But how much can you really save?
Yeah, I mean,
whoa.
They say it's not the destination, but the journey.
Arby's says, nuh-uh. Get 2 of these things for just $7 at Arby's Cheddathon sales event. Arby's, we have the meat.
Spokane and North Idaho's country leader.
Drinking watermelon moonshine.
Oh, Lord, when it rains, it pours. The big 99.9 Coyote Country. Those responsible for making our local roads and highways safe for winter travel would like to remind you that snow removal is an important, critical, and precise task. Please give the right-of-way to removal equipment so we can all get where we need to go quickly and safely.
3, 2, 1.
The new year is here, and that means it's time to jump into the gym and get those New Year's resolutions going to move more in 2024.
Let's go!
Lose some inches.
Drop a few pounds. Get stronger.
Whatever your goals are, Move Fitness has the staff, trainers, and facilities to get the job done. Plus, you can sign up now with no enrollment fee to be the best you can be and move more in 2024.
The best part of the brisket, bacon, beef, and cheddar is definitely one of those things. Arby's, we have the meat.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
Well, the winds are whipping down the Purcell Trench and the Okanagan Valley, and we have double-digit below-zero wind chill readings in some locations. As a result, we'll be in the double digits below zero tomorrow morning in Spokane. Our air temperatures, 1 for a morning low, 2 for a daytime high, just 2.
Yeah, it is going to be awfully cold. And don't forget, check out KXLY.com tomorrow. Watch Good Morning Northwest for any school delays or closures. We already do have a few school districts checking in with those. And if you weren't with us on the other side of the break, we want to update that avalanche near Stevens Peak in North Idaho. 2 of the 3 men missing have been found alive. The third one is still unaccounted for. They had to call off that search because of weather. We'll have more in the morning. Thanks for being with us.